Thanks for your patience. Well, hello, I'm Charles Goddard. I'm Chief of Frontier Research at arcee.ai. I think I'm possibly better known as the progenitor of mergekit, the open source toolkit for merging language models. And I'm going to talk today briefly about, well, model merging and tokenizers and the problems you can encounter there. Yeah, so model merging is a great thing. I'm a big fan of model merging. I'm not going to go too much into the details of the what or the why, but you take two or more language models, throw them in a blender, get out a language model that has the strengths and abilities of all of the things that you put in there. It's also a great sidestep to the problem of catastrophic forgetting, and in general, it's a great way for the open source community to take, pick and choose things that have been released and blend them together into the perfect thing for their use case. Unfortunately, as we all know, tokenizers suck. There are many problems that are encountered. Whoa. Specifically for merging, there are a couple things that people run into very frequently. The most common is probably added tokens. So for example, if you're trying to merge a ChatML model with something that wasn't trained with ChatML, you're going to have these ChatML tokens added, and when you try to merge them, you're going to lose those tokens, and it's going to have some funky behavior there. Another common situation is when you're doing merge of extended vocabulary multilingual models. Like there's some fantastic fine-tunes of Llama that have extended vocabulary for Korean or Japanese, for example. Those pose some problems sometimes. There are also, when you're merging models trained with different chat formats, sometimes you have tokens that mean the same thing but have different names. And that's its own whole thing. Plus, there's a situation with Llama 3, which I'll get to in a bit. And mergekit can solve a non-zero number of your problems. So most of this is a recent feature merged into mergekit in the last month or two, where basically you can specify what to do with the tokenizer when you're merging, and it lets you handle common situations like this. So say you're merging something, you have a chat model in the mix, and it adds these IAM_start, IAM_end tokens. If you specify this in your config, you'll keep those tokens and they'll keep the ChatML meaning, and you won't have any problems. You can just keep using ChatML with your model. Similarly, if you're dealing with a vocabulary extension, you can just throw that tokenizer source union in there, and you'll get out a model that has the full union of your vocabulary. So if you throw in a Japanese model and a Korean model, then you'll get all of those tokens in your output, and the ones that are the same, it will not duplicate. And then you have a situation like Llama 3, where you have these super handy tokens for your chat prompt format, which they include in the base model, with completely random embeddings. Not zeroed, not trained, just complete garbage data. In this case, when you are doing a merge, you want to say, okay, don't pay attention to the garbage data. Take it from the thing that has actually been trained. This is an example of how using this feature you can say, in my merge, I want to take these Llama 3 specific tokens, start header ID, end header ID, EOT ID. Take them from the model that has them trained. And then, you can keep going with it. If you want to merge a ChatML model with a Llama 3 model, then same sort of thing. Specify what tokens you want to take from what models. Everything else merges normally. And then here's where you can actually do the thing I was talking about, where you're taking tokens which have the same meaning, like start header ID and IAM_start, which are two different chat formats, but exact same syntactic behavior. You can tell it to merge those embeddings and get something which is possibly better, possibly a little unhinged. Find out, see what happens. And you can get arbitrarily weird and complicated with it. So this is actually what we use to produce Hermes 2 theta. I wrote this feature to enable us to merge the tokenizers of Hermes 2 and the Llama 3 instruct model. And this is actually the tokenizer config that was used to produce this model. And don't try to digest that. I'm just showing that you can do whatever you want with this, and you can get some really good results. And as a last result, you can actually just change out the tokenizers entirely. This is a thing that I've been proving out recently, but there's a script included in mergekit now, mergekit token surgeon, that lets you take any Hugging Face model, any other Hugging Face model, and switch the tokenizer of the first model to use the tokenizer of the second without changing your embeddings. It has this system for approximating the embeddings based on linear relationships between shared vocabulary. But essentially, this lets you just say, okay, actually, I want to have a Quen model that uses Mistral's tokenizer. And for a change as big as that, you do need some post-training to recover it. This loss graph is from that actual run. You could see that everything past 200 steps was redundant. It's a very quick recovery. But yeah, In conclusion, tokenizers suck, but don't let them stop you from merging. The tools are there.